it's Omicron. Falcon hates puns and thinks that they're all wrong. One's American and one is an Aussie. Talking about StarCraft 2 and the esports scene.
Excellent. I want to be predictable, so that is good news.
Yeah. Yeah, you're breaking up a little, so I'm just going to move the server to Sydney.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello. Is that much better?
Slightly, yeah.
Slightly better. I'm breaking up?
You were. Now you're mostly fine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'll take it. Am I usually breaking up for you?
No.
Okay. Just today, huh?
Yeah.
My internet seems to be fine recently.
It could be mine. Who knows?
I don't know. Although they did send me an email on Saturday saying, hey, so we got hacked
No.
earlier today by somebody who exploited a unknown bug in SaltStack, which is just something used to control a lot of different servers very simply. Mm-hmm. And they installed Bitcoin program mining machine or Bitcoin mining programs on every one of our servers.
Huh.
And yeah, we're sorry for any outages that you may have experienced. And I was like, wow, that's kind of short-sighted, because how much Bitcoin can you mine between the time you install it and by the time until the person server that owns it finds it and gets rid of it?
Did they say how long of a time period it was on there for?
Yeah, they said it was earlier that day. So maybe it was 8 hours?
Okay, 8 hours times how many servers?
I don't know. Let's take a stab in the dark and say like 35.
35. So
Yeah.
let's say you get, even like within the range of a tenth of a Bitcoin. Does that like how much is that?
It's $8,000 per Bitcoin today.
So
I
that's
actually looked at that
that's
earlier.
$800.
Yeah. Is that, I mean, all that work and like going to prison if you get caught is worth $800?
I mean, personally, no.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Like, this guy
I don't
evidently
either.
seemed to think it was, or it might have been.
He did. And my follow-up question to my own statement here is, what else do you do in that situation? Like, right? I guess you maybe steal customer data and sell that to someone, or Crypto Locker. I forgot about Crypto Locker. Have we talked about that?
No.
So this is a thing that's been happening for a few years now. Basically, they hack into your system and then encrypt everything.
Oh, okay. Right.
And then they
give us
they email
$5
you.
and we'll give you your stuff back.
Oh yeah, or give us like $10,000 in Bitcoin.
Right.
And then we'll give you the key, and then you can get your stuff back. And it works, man, because you will not get that back. It is gone. You can't be like, screw you, hackers. I'm going to just spend a weekend to get it all back. Nope, it's gone. It's toast.
We had backups.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason I know anything about it is because, my company does that sort of thing and does backups. And so it's really nice to be able to say, well, screw you. I have this backup from what we were doing 2 days ago, and it's better for us to just lose 2 days worth of work than it is to pay you, $10,000, $50,000, $1 million,
Right.
depending on how big the company is. So
This reminds me, I think it was like a month ago or so, but there was a game called Cooking Mama.
yeah,
Yeah, that it was apparently using, like, it came out on Switch, and it was apparently using people's Switches to Bitcoin, to mine Bitcoin.
is that what was happening?
Yeah.
No way, because I saw a Donkey had a video about Cooking Mama, and like I thought the problem with it was that it kind of sucked, and like the guy who originally created it didn't actually approve this, and they just released it anyway.
I
You're
don't.
saying they were installing Bitcoin mining software on Switches?
I don't know if it's true or not. I'm looking through. I'm seeing tweets from people saying like it's completely unfabricated.
Yeah. Wait, fabricated or unfabricated?
Unfabricated.
Oh, because like if I just search Cooking Mama at all, like one of the first things that comes up is just this. The title failed to meet the standards its customers expect and deserve. Blah blah blah. Right. So just quality problems with it. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna search Bitcoin. The autocomplete is Cookie Mama Bitcoin Reddit. Accusations were made after the game was reportedly removed from the Nintendo eShop mere hours after being listed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just rumors, I think. Has this been... I mean, it would really require Nintendo to admit this had happened, which I don't know they would ever want to talk about.
No, I don't think they would. But, I mean, like, mining on like 35 servers at a professional level, like
huge, beefy servers.
Yeah,
right?
versus people's Switches, which are less powerful than their phones. I mean...
Right. And even if you, like, how many copies of Cookie Mama got sold? I don't know.
Good question.
Like 50,000? I don't know, man. How popular is this particular genre
500,000.
of game? 500,000 copies? All right.
That's the original in, like, 2007.
Oh.
I need Cookie Mama Cookstar.
Well, considering it got pulled from the store hours after it got posted, I can't imagine too many ever got sold.
Yeah, no. I couldn't imagine so. Interesting enough, they did not release sales numbers.
Yeah, surprise! Again, we're just going to assume this isn't like Halo 3 or something where the first 12 hours they sold like 800 million copies, right?
Right.
This is Cooking Mama 2. Which, again,
I hear-
fan base.
Yeah, I hear people like their Cookie Mama.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying it's not a huge, massive, like, humongous amounts of hype type game. Anyway, the other thing is, like, Nintendo is scanning the software that they're pushing out for this very purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they let you get a game off their servers and it turns out to have some kind of a virus on it, they can be held legally liable for that. They are going to be so careful with anything that's on their store. So there's no way Nintendo, who's been around for decades now, was like, this little developer got it past us.
I mean,
like, this
it's...
software had Bitcoin mining software on it. How did we let this get through, right?
Right. I mean, here's the thing. Normally I would agree, but this is Nintendo. They considered themselves a toy company for the longest time, like refusing to like have online accounts which digital sales were tied to. If you lost your DS and you had bought digital games, you lost the games as well. They sold Nintendo's DS's without charging cables. If there's anyone I would expect not to like be reviewing the things that were coming into them properly, it's Nintendo.
Okay, that's fair. They haven't exactly had an unblemished record over the past couple decades.
Right.
Especially with the digital side of things.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, they're, for all intents and purposes, they're much better about it now. So.
Yeah. All right. That's very reasonable. They could have let this happen, but again, the main point is they'd never admit it, so we'll never know.
Yeah.
Unless somebody leaked it on the internet, like somebody leaked The Last of Us Part 2 stuff, which I didn't look at.
It's true. Yeah, I read all the spoilers. Do you want to know them?
You did not. You don't care.
That's technically true. Yes.
Yay! See, I know. Because remember that time you were like, I'm going to play The Last of Us. And then, like,
I did.
Kind of did, but not really.
I started it, but it was incredibly dull. Yeah.
Right. Then you got bored and you were done.
Yep. That's...
See, but on the other side, when you were like, hey, Falcon, you should play Final Fantasy VII. I'm like, I'm a good friend. I'm going to play all of Final Fantasy VII.
Two key differences
and I
there.
have been.
Two key differences. One, Final Fantasy VII is a fantastic game. Two, I bought you that game. You didn't buy me The Last of Us.
That's fair. It's a good point.
Speaking of Final Fantasy, though, Fatty added it to his wish list on Steam, right? It's 50% off, and he added it to his wish list. It's $9 Australian, which means it's like $5 American, and he didn't just pick it up. He added it to his wish list.
Fatty. He's like, man, $5, huh? I mean, let's be honest. A lot of people might be in a situation right now where they can't really afford $5 for a game because maybe they got laid off or furloughed or something.
It's true.
That has
right?
not happened to Fatty. We know this about Fatty.
Exactly. If this
He's
had been
fine.
anyone else, I would have been like, yeah, okay, I guess that's fair. I mean, I canceled my Netflix subscription, not because I don't have the money for it. It's just nothing I want, but saving money is nice.
Exactly. Final Fantasy VII on the Steam store is $5.99.
Yeah. Fatty added it to his wish list.
What the? There's a Final Fantasy VII Oh, that's 8. I was like, Final Fantasy VII Remastered? What is that? No, 8 Remastered. There's an extra line in there, Falcon. Be observant.
Yes.
They remastered 8?
Sort of. It's like an up-res. It's just like, hey, it runs on modern systems and it'll format to 1080.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
There's a guy in a cowboy hat in this screenshot for Final Fantasy VIII.
It's true.
So I was listening to the podcast from last week, and we were talking about Final Fantasy VII,
Uh-huh.
or Final Fantasy in general, and I was
2
like,
weeks ago.
yes, sorry, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Time is a flat circle. And I was like, oh, so the remake is just more convoluted and more complicated for 7, and they're just making it like the rest of these later era Final Fantasy games. Like, assuming that Final Fantasy VII didn't have a crazy convoluted and complicated storyline. And you're like, yep, that's what happened. And I was like, yes, makes perfect sense. And as I've been playing, I'm like, nope. Final Fantasy VII started this whole thing. The reason any Final Fantasy game has a crazy convoluted and hard to follow plot is because 7 had it and was stupidly successful. And Square Enix said, the people want to be confused. We can do that.
Right. Well, there's a difference between, like, this is convoluted, but you can still follow what's going on. They just don't give you everything so that, it feels consistent once you get the reveals later, right? That you can go back and be like...
take your word on it.
Right, yeah, you'll have to. The difference in confusing that later, like, more recent Square Enix is that they'll spend 4 hours in a Kingdom Hearts game explaining the metaphysical aspects of things, which people just don't want, right? That's too tedious. And it's all bullshit anyway, because, obviously it's not real.
Right.
Right. But, like, okay, so you're playing Final Fantasy VII, and it's convoluted, and it's going places. Imagine now adding a layer to that from the beginning. Right, from Midgar. It
seems like a bad idea. I don't know. I don't support this concept. That's all.
Yeah. Having now seen a lot of the ending, I can say I don't hate the idea of what they're doing, but I wish they didn't do it.
Wait, you've seen the ending?
Yeah. I've seen
for the
remake.
Like part whatever is going to be the ending. The ending?
No, I've seen the ending of part 1.
Oh, okay. You got there.
Yeah. So,
did you get your controller?
No. It's been delayed. I'm mad.
So how did you finish it exactly?
I watched videos on YouTube.
Oh, man.
Yes.
That would bother me immensely.
It does bother me immensely. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, good.
But
anyway, point is, you've seen what they've done with it, and you don't hate it.
I don't hate what it is, but I wish they didn't do it, because in 10 years' time, I'm still going to be there asking, when are we getting a Final Fantasy VII remake that's, like, true to the original, just the original? Because this isn't it.
Well, but that'd be a remaster, right? A remake implies they're changing stuff.
Yes, and all the stuff that they changed except for the stuff at the very, very end, right? Like, all the stuff that I'm mad about happens in, like, the last 2 hours of the game. Right. And
okay.
and then moving forward, it's assumedly going to affect the rest of the plot. And if they just didn't do that, I would consider it a faithful remake. But it's not.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, without exactly knowing what you're talking about, it's kind of hard to understand entirely. But yeah, I get the general stuff you're laying down here. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
The original's great. I'm having a good time with it.
Where are you up to now?
Did I? What are we doing? We found Cloud, and he's an invalid, which is bad.
It's problematic.
And Tifa's like, I love him all of a sudden. I'm going to stay with him. It's like, you didn't.
Not all of a sudden. Kind of for a while. Yeah,
Fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah. Yeah, especially. Anyway, like the part of the story where she's like, I found you at the train station one day. And you were like, I'm back. And you're like, I don't know that you're you. This is really freaky, but I'll make you a terrorist with my organization and keep you around.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose. She's like, I don't want to lose you again. It's like, fine. Tifa's into Cloud. We get it.
Yeah.
I suppose.
And then there's like all the flashbacks where she's like, hey, make me a promise if you're if you're a soldier and I'm ever in a bind, you'll come save me, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But she was like 12. Like,
So, childhood
that hardly
sweethearts.
counts.
How does that not count?
Right. Do you still like love the people that you had a crush on when you were 12?
No, I don't even know them. But if I still knew them in a world as small as Final Fantasy, I'm sure it's a possibility.
Suppose that's true. Who did I like when I was 12? Oh, I remember. Oh, yeah, she's way gone. That would be weird, though, to meet up with somebody who you haven't seen for like 20 years.
Mm-hmm. That would be weird. You're just like...
Last time you saw them, you had all these feelings for them, and now you're like, are they still around? What's happening?
Yeah, that's just two strangers meeting up.
Yeah.
It's essentially no connection.
Right. Yeah. Tifa. Anyway, what are we doing? We have the airship, obviously. We're flying around. We lost Tifa. Oh! We just did the train part. The bad guys are like, we're going to get all the materia from all the collapsed Mako reactors in the world, so we're going to go to Corel first and take all their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I don't know what the implication is exactly, but, like, it's going to be bad, I suppose. But then you get there, and all they're doing is, like, hauling crap out of a broken reactor on a train. It's like, I don't see how exactly this ruins anything. The closest thing to things getting ruined is you crashing the train into the town. Which I was very worried I had done. Because we've got Sid, or Chad, as we've named him appropriately, up there.
Uh-huh.
And the first part was like, go faster. I'm like, okay, I got that. I got the controllers. We went fast. It was fine. I was like, we got to slow down. And that was more confusing. And I was like, I'm not sure I'm doing this right. And like, we're coming up fast on the town. And I was like, oh, crap, I killed everyone. But then it stopped and it was fine. I don't know why. I don't feel responsible for the fact that nobody died.
Okay.
But that's where it was. That's exactly where we left off.
So the part of the game that you're up to, I don't think I've seen in like 12 years.
Gotcha.
I have very little memory of it, of what's going on. Okay, name plot points, right? Like Tifa walking into a gas chamber, like
Yeah.
by Scarlet.
Yep,
yeah,
we did
like,
that.
I can remember stuff like that, but where it flows to and from, I could not tell you at this point.
That part too, where they're in the giant gun facility and the sea monster weapons attacking them, and they shoot it, but then they missed, I guess, because they were shooting at something 4 miles away. They didn't have a visual confirmation on. Well, way to go, everyone.
Uh-huh.
And then it's coming at them, and they're like, "Oh no, it's gonna kill all of us!" And it lasers part of the thing, and you're like, "It's gonna kill everybody!" And then the gun just blows its head off. Because the one place it comes up to attack the facility is in front of the giant, huge cannon.
It's pretty
Like
great.
any other portion of the facility it could have been attacking and avoided getting shot in the head by that thing. It was hilarious because you're like, this thing's going to win. Everyone's going to die. And then because the monster was dumb, everything was fine.
Yep. Turns out if you
We were
stand in front of enemy cannons, you might die.
Yeah. And probably will. Don't do that. Pro tips.
Pro
from
tips.
Falcon and Salmicron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. Anyway, it's super great. Enjoying that. I am also very happy that Rick and Morty is back. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy.
Oh, there's
It's been
more.
so long. Yeah, it was like the first half of the season ended in December, like December 17th. Like, we're taking a little break, and everyone's like, we don't like it, but okay. And then January happened, and there was no new episodes. And February happened, and there was no new episodes. And we were like, so break implies, I don't know, maybe a month or two at the most. Yeah, May 3rd. May 3rd. They're like, here you go. Here's more Rick and Morty. Aren't you so happy? And I was, but like, come on. And it's a different thing between, I understand that sometimes creators need breaks to recharge their creative batteries. I get that. I get the concept that you can't necessarily expect someone to stay on a schedule with their creative process and keep the quality that you expect from them when they're on your schedule.
Right.
So if this had been, we just need a year or two to recharge our batteries, we'll come back with more episodes and they'll be great. Fine, 2 thumbs up. But they'd already done this stuff. This was like They had 4 or 5 episodes just sitting in a cooler since December. And then they decided to release them several months later. I don't understand. I mean, maybe my information is wrong, and maybe they were just making these 4 episodes in the last few months, and they didn't have anything.
Maybe they are taking like a year break to recharge their schedule, and they decided to separate these 4 episodes and release them later. That way you only have to wait 6 months for more episodes instead of 12.
I guess, but I mean, it's on a yearly schedule anyway. Like, you know what I mean? Like, new episodes, October. Whether they put all 8 episodes in October and November, or they split them up over the next 12 months, it's still new episodes next October. You know what I mean?
Sure, but are you sure there's going to be new episodes this October?
Not at all.
All right.
Nope.
Okay, so the yearly schedule really doesn't matter then, because if you can't count on it, it's not a schedule.
Yeah. And so maybe your theory is right, and maybe they just decided to put this out in May so that whenever they do come back, the time will be shorter than if they had released everything in like January.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, fine, I can get that, I suppose.
Maybe.
I'll stop complaining.
Were the episodes at least good?
It's just one.
Oh,
they
just
release
one.
them on a weekly basis because they're not Netflix.
Yeah, fortunately.
Telling you, binging is bad for TV shows.
Nope.
I'm telling you here, this is just the truth.
Nope.
Ozark, I feel like would get so much more pub if it was released on a weekly basis.
I feel like shows that are released on weekly bases get to be mediocre and people keep watching them.
Well,
Yeah.
sure.
You ever seen like America's Next Idol or whatever be released in a binge format? Doesn't happen because it's terrible. But weekly format, everyone tunes in every week. That's why.
Wow, interesting theory. Yeah, but there's been so much great TV that has had incredible TV every week on a week-to-week basis.
Mm-hmm. And those shows will still be good if you watch them in a binge format.
See, I just don't know. I don't know about this. We talked about it. We're not going to convince each other.
No, I know.
No. And I mean, the one big argument that is really against my stance on binging is the fact that Stranger Things is humongous and like the most successful thing that Netflix has ever done. And they released that all at the same time every season. And they did since season 1. So I'm sure they look at it and go, well, I mean, it can't hurt because we do it with Stranger Things and it's like the most popular thing we ever put out.
Right. I assume Netflix knows that its customers binge, right? And then take breaks from Netflix. It's like, oh, okay, we put out a show and then they didn't log on for a week, right? So, I imagine they actually...
Yeah, but or we put on a show, they binge all 8 episodes in a weekend, and then they don't log on for a week. Like, it's the same thing.
No. I'm saying I think they like that, right? Because then they can, like, customers forget that they've got accounts, and it's like, oh, I didn't log on for 1 week, and then I binge watched another thing, and I didn't log on. And, they just stay around, even if they're not using the service, because that's the ideal customer, someone who's subbed, paying money, but is only using the service for 1 day a week.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And so that's me. Well, sometimes. Anyway. Well, like if I'm watching Narcos or something, then I'll watch 2 or 3 episodes a night for a week or 2,
Fair
So I'm coming back every day. Anyway. Anywho. Actually, am I in a position where I can cancel HBO now because Westworld finished up?
Maybe.
No. I think I am.
You need to keep HBO because I'll have the Friends reunion.
Is that on HBO?
Yes.
I didn't even know it was on HBO. Huh.
I think we've talked about this before.
I'm sure we have.
Probably.
But I don't care about Friends, so...
Right, but I need someone who has a HBO account to stream it to me.
Right. Think that's going to work in different continents?
You can screen capture and just put it on Discord, right?
I mean, I haven't read Discord's terms of service all that closely, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
Probably
It was also it looks like it was delayed, judging by headlines.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense because everything is delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Lol. Anyway, so Rick and Morty, great. I liked the first half of the season pretty much. I hated the episode with the dragons. It was by far the worst episode of the entire series, in my opinion. But the rest of them were good, and this one was fantastic. It was probably the most meta episode of TV I've ever seen.
Okay.
Effectively, in a nutshell, the episode is the writers using this Rick and Morty episode to express all the concerns and different ways they're being pulled about how to write the show. Just the concept that like they have people screaming at them to make it marketable and so that they can sell merch, right?
Right.
And then you have some fans who are like, we want you to progress in the story. And there's these story threads you've started that you haven't finished, and we want you to do that.
Right.
But then you have people who are like, we just want you to have fun. Like, we don't care about stories. Just do wacky, zany things every week and then start over, you know? So that's what it was. That was them being like, this is hard. We're getting all these competing voices in our heads, and we're going to put it in this episode. And it's going to be hilarious, and it's going to be Rick and Morty, and it's going to be really good. But at the same time, here's what we're feeling.
Okay.
And I loved it. I kind of wish they'd stop stressing about it so much, because this is not the only time they've done this. Dan Harmon's given interviews where he's talked about this. Royland's done the same thing. And I get it. Like, I get the concept of, they're so popular, and there's so much money at stake that there are people who have competing things they want from them, and there's no way to make everybody happy.
Okay.
But I just, and again, I'm adding to the number of voices here. I just kind of want them to do what they've always done. Like, just be what you are. Maybe don't even think about what anybody else wants from you. Just do what you did in season 1 and keep it rolling. That's what I would prefer.
Okay.
But at the same time, I recognize I'm telling them what to do.
Right.
Because obviously they wanted to make an episode about all of the stresses that they have about trying to make everyone happy, and they did, and it was great. So who knows? It's definitely the most interesting show on TV. It made me laugh more than anything I've watched in the last since Rick and Morty left. So good. Love it. I'm glad it's back. Glad it's back on a weekly basis, at least for another 3 or maybe 4 weeks. I'm not sure how many more episodes there are.
Fair enough.
Which makes me sad. So that. In addition, Westworld finished up. I might be done with this show. I mean, it's the season finale, so like new Westworld isn't going to happen for months and months and months anyway.
Okay.
So it's not like me saying I quit the show means anything right now because nobody's watching it.
Right.
They're like, we don't care. You'll be back probably.
Maybe.
I'm just going to say one thing that bothered me about the season and we'll move on.
Okay.
But there's this scene where one of the characters is in the middle of this robot uprising massacre where all the humans are getting killed, right? And she records this tearful, heart-rending, tear-jerking goodbye to her, like, 4-year-old son. And you're just like, oh, this is terrible. It's so sad. And then they show it again later, and, like, it's different. The words she says are different. The concept, like, the general concept is the same. But she says different words, and it's, like, a minute and a half longer than the first one as well. And so the options here are, 1, continuity error. He just decided to reference the scene and didn't get it right.
Right.
Or there's something going on with like one scene was a simulation and this one was the real world and we're seeing 2 different timelines or something like that. Nope. It's just giant continuity error. I was just like, how?
Was it just a continuity error?
Yes.
Did they say that?
No, but the fact that the season ended and there was nothing about multiple realities in any sense at all, it wasn't that.
Sounds like a plot hook for season 4.
That would be amazing. They're like, hey, remember that scene from season 3?
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Actually, it means everything in the world. In season 4, did you remember it? Because it was like 18 months ago.
Who knows? Right.
You're right. They could totally stick the landing in season 4.
I mean,
I was
like, to break it down, what are the specifics of change, right? Because how is this video recorded? These are robots. Do they connect to the Wi-Fi? Could they maybe be editing the content of the video for their own agenda, right? There are things you can do with a video that don't have to be multiple timelines.
I guess, but like there would be no point. It's not like it change the content of the message at all?
Not at all.
No, not at all. It's very much. It's just like, I don't know, if you were to have a conversation with your friend about Final Fantasy, and then have another conversation with your friend about Final Fantasy, basically the same thing. You wouldn't use the exact same words, but it'd be this. You'd have the same thoughts and trying to be expressing the same message. You know what I mean?
Like our podcast. Each week we talk about Final Fantasy, but we express the same things, but use different words.
Yeah,
Okay. Just tune
basically
in
like that.
season
I mean,
4 of
it's,
the podcast.
again, it is. It is a tearful goodbye to her 4-year-old son. It's like, I love you. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. Let me sing this song. The end. Like, it's not very long either. It's kind of hard to. I don't know. Hard to mess up.
Weird.
Yeah, that's all. It's just. Yep, I'm done.
Okay. Fair enough.
In other news, they forced me to start using the new YouTube Studio.
Yeah, I heard you love it.
I really kind of hate it for a bunch of reasons. The biggest reason is twice now, I've gone through my comments page, hearted a bunch of comments, replied to a bunch of stuff, then come back later and they're nothing. My hearts are gone. My replies are gone. I'm like, well, is it just a glitch with the studio? And I go to the videos. No, my replies are not there. The hearts aren't there. It's just not actually recording stuff that I'm doing here. And that totally sucks. I never did that with the old studio.
Weird.
It's doing it right now, actually. Hit heart. Refresh the page. And nope. Not hearted. It's just broken. No big deal. I mean, to be fair, the rest of it's okay. The workflow is different for editing a video and getting it up for what I need to do.
Right.
It's not worse. It's just different. A couple of things are better. A couple of things are bad.
What?
Or worse.
I'm just wondering if, like, when you're refreshing the page, is it just, like, pulling it from a cached version where the comment isn't hearted?
No, but that's what I'm saying. If I go to the video,
It's still not there. So it's
Not there.
actively not updating.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's not communicating from this comments tab out to the video page.
Okay.
So I just have to like wait around until it's working again and then go back through and reply to all these comments again. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Trying to make my fan base feel loved. Can't do it. Actually, I wonder if I went right to the video and just replied there, if that would work. I bet that would work.
I imagine that would work.
Here, let me try that real quick. I mean, it's not as convenient, but if it works, hey.
Yeah. If it works.
It's funny because my whole messaging about like I read every comment is starting to really get out there. So people will go find something from 4 years ago and comment and be like, "Hey," I'm like, "Look, guys, the point was not for you to play games. It was just if you want to comment, like if you have a meaningful comment about something that I posted 4 years ago, let's talk about it. But like just wave is not exactly helping anyone."
I mean, but you did open the gates for that, so.
I did. I specifically opened the gates.
Oh man, this is a fun game to play. Let's
Yeah.
see. Trap v Dark in Heart of the Swarm, 2015. Let's leave a comment. Oh, I already got. Oh no, Fatty's got a comment. Oh, whoops! First from a year ago.
Yeah, there's a bunch of those actually from my earlier videos. JLC actually went back and watched some of my first StarCraft casts and just was like laughing his head off in the server.
Oh.
He had a good time with it.
Bonnie Research Station. What a weird map.
It was a weird map. I agree. Was that the trap game that you're talking about?
Yeah, Trap v Dark.
Yeah.
Oh god, there is an observer interface. It's awful.
Am I using the default? I'm probably using the default.
It's the default, but worse. Right? Like, it's not the Legacy of the Void default, which is acceptable. This is...
Oh, it's the Heart of the Swarm?
Yeah. And so, like, it's also using GameHeart, so I can see, like, the number for drones popping up that died on the left, but it's being covered by, like, the observer controls, like the faster, slow down, everyone, all, production cam and all that stuff, which is just taking up far too much, but you can still have a unit selected box in the bottom. It's just not pretty.
Oh, this is Servant Obs. I used this for a long time.
Yeah.
Do you not remember it?
No. This was like, I think you were done with this by the time I found you.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, I would hope so.
That's definitely not true. Here, look, I can do this. Search comments for Somicron, back when you used to comment on my videos.
I commented on a video like 2 weeks ago. I said lol.
I know, I'm just kidding. Just messing with you. Can I... Oh, this is not a good search. So 1 year ago... Yeah, I used to do firsts on my video.
Too old for that. See,
Yeah.
okay.
Too grown up now.
Like I moved forward, to Legacy of the Void, still 2015. It's the same interface, but a bunch of the stuff isn't there now, right? So
Oh, I figured out how to hide things.
yeah, so once you hide things, it looks much better.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the same one. It's still Servant Obs.
Right. This is fine, but with all the stuff hidden, it's significantly better.
Yes, fair enough. One of your comments I'm reading here is, where are you hiding the cameras? How do you see me?
I'm sure.
I don't know what that's talking about.
I'm sure there was a reason.
Yeah.
What game was that?
The thumbnail says must watch mirror on it. It's a special versus TY. And it did end up getting about 3,700 views, so it's not bad for a mirror match.
Yeah. I don't know. I
don't either.
I assumed you mentioned me.
Yeah.
Right. And
Or like fans in general who don't like something or all like something, or you know what I mean.
right.
I just included you lumped in with something else.
Yeah. What a trip down memory lane.
What a trip. Back when I used to call you, what did I used to call you? So Micron?
Probably. Pig still calls me that.
Does he really? Come on, Peg.
It's great.
Been a loyal fan of his for how long now?
A while.
Not great.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't mind. People can pronounce it however they want.
Well, that opens some doors.
Well, as long as it fits within the letters that are within its spelling, you can't go throwing like X's and stuff in there.
Oh, well, that's too bad then.
Yeah.
It actually only goes back 2 years if I search comments for Somicron. The earliest one it will let me do is one from
2018.
Yeah, actually May 2017. So that's 3 years ago. YouTube Studio. Tell me that's 2 years ago. It's like 2 years and like 11 months and 2 weeks ago.
So it's not 3 years.
No, it's not. It's fair. Neuro versus QXC. Oh, I remember QXC. Where did he go?
QXC.
Yeah, Terran player. He was bigger in like Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm. He kind of disappeared when I started casting, but there were a few of them that snuck in here.
Fair enough. Seems like you went to college.
Oh, that makes sense. Education and all.
Okay.
I should watch some of my older casts just to see how the meta's changed.
Go for it.
With all of my abundant free time.
Yeah, rolling hills of abundant free time.
Yeah, pretty much. Blah. Anyway, so the state of Utah is opening up with the coronavirus stuff.
Yeah.
We actually saw a chart today, and Utah has the fewest cases of any state in the country. So,
Nice.
yeah, seem to, again, there's not a lot of correlation and causation. It seems like some states that really took the lockdown seriously are still getting killed, and some states that didn't take it seriously are fine. It's just, I don't know, man. It's a weird virus.
I mean, I assume. Okay, it's like you can have a state take it seriously, but if the people don't, right? Like you can legislate against it all you want, but
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I didn't actually mean the state legislation. I meant the people, how much the people cared about, right? What we're doing,
right.
you know? Yeah.
Utah is not the lowest.
Is it not?
No, that's Alaska.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at
Oh.
Worldometer.
Okay, yeah, that's a good source.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, Alaska makes sense.
Yeah, but you have
There's like 8 people in Alaska.
yeah. There's like I'm not including Guam, Puerto Rico, stuff like that. I'm ignoring that. Right.
Okay.
So just
Yeah.
the main 50 states. Alaska has 370. Utah has 5,317.
Gotcha.
So big.
Oh, yeah, look at that. So we're up there with like
Delaware.
Delaware, New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I was looking at then.
Yeah, no clue.
Maybe no active cases. Whatever, it all sorts. Anyway, the point is, the state opened up. It basically said that they're okay with restaurants if they want to open up, and kind of do like indoor seating, which they haven't allowed, but in a social distancing kind of a way. So like they have tables set up, but they're all 10 feet away from each other.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. I don't know. It sounds kind of weird, but this whole thing is weird, so who am I to judge?
I saw a thing on Twitter that was like poker tournaments have invented a poker table that is like each seat is confined within its own glass little box looking thing. And some pro was tweeting, I was like, hey, this is a good start. But you know, people still have to handle chips and cards. Maybe this would be better if you just did it online.
Yeah, you know they have Pokemon on the computers now?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm looking for something now. So there was a guy, Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert, Utah
Gobert.
Jazz player.
Yeah, Utah Jazz player who, in an interview, touched all the mics and things, and
Yeah.
that people had to set up. And then 30 hours later, was tested positive, and then I had the NBA shut down. That's all I think of when I think of Utah and coronavirus.
That's entirely fair.
Yeah. So well done.
Yeah, he was like the first big celebrity to get diagnosed with it. And then Tom Hanks, I think, was later the same day. And then everything went crazy from there. Because before that point, it was like, all right, this stuff's happening in China, and Italy's maybe having some trouble. But it wasn't really until Gobert first, and then Hanks tested positive publicly that it was like, all right, we're shutting stuff down.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Where is Australia? Okay, so Utah has a little less than Australia does in total.
Dang.
Yeah.
Whole country?
Yeah, the whole country's only got 6,825, of which 5,859 have recovered.
Right.
So we've recovered more than you've had.
Of course, the other problem is we're not testing everyone.
Mm-hmm. No, neither
Right.
neither are we, but we've opened up testing.
Yeah.
So
But that's what I mean.
yeah.
The whole world. We're not testing everybody. So, like, I would like to see a tests performed versus test positive ratio.
Mm-hmm.
Does Worldometer have that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
That would be interesting, though. That would very be interesting.
Yeah, because that'd be good. I mean, ideally, the way we handle this is we test everyone. We just make 5 billion tests. We test everybody we can.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a good idea of what we're dealing with, and then we can make some informed decisions. But the way it is now is like, I don't know. We don't know how many people really have it. We don't know what the mortality rate is. We don't know maybe if, 80% of people have it and don't die and don't have any symptoms at all. Like, we just don't know.
Right.
It's insane.
I mean, sure. Okay, actually, Australia does give total tests concluded.
Hooray!
650,214 with a test positive rate of 1%.
Okay.
So,
Just positive for the disease. Maybe no symptoms, but they tested positive for it.
yes.
See, and Utah has 124,000 tests.
Hmm.
Tests performed. And so tests per 1 million population? Oh, okay. So we can do that. Tests per 1 million population is 40,000.
So 40,000 out of 1 million. That's what, 4%?
Yeah. So for every 1 million people in the state, we've tested 40,000 of them.
Doesn't seem like
It's
enough.
a ratio. Nope, sure doesn't.
But hey, any numbers are better than no numbers, I guess.
I suppose.
Look on the bright side.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's the trick, right? I mean, we just don't know what's going to happen because we don't have the numbers, we don't have the data available, and this could go on for a while. This could go on for not a very long time comparatively, and I just don't know what to expect. At this point, I just expect to work from home for forever. And then if they want me to come back in the office, we'll talk about it then. Because who knows? Who can see the future?
Nobody wants to go back to the office. Guaranteed.
I mean, the extroverts do. The extroverts are like, please give me the social interactions I get at the office every day.
They should.
I hate being home alone.
Yeah, well, that's their problem.
Yes.
They
yes,
should
it
learn
is.
to stay at home and relax a little bit more. Obviously, relax for them is not staying at home. But,
Correct.
like, I am aware. I would just rather these people weren't.
Yep. People are different. Who knew?
Really?
Who knew? Yeah. Indeed.
Back to StarCraft. We have Group Stage 2 for GSL.
Hooray!
Yeah. Just throw that link into chat.
Thank you.
Boop.
And it is Group 2. All 4 groups are done. Yes. Man. It's getting rougher, which is the whole idea.
Yep.
Yep. So I'll go over Group A. We have Dark, Tasia, who's playing really well recently. Scarlet, and Deer.
Yeah. We got Group B, TY, Solar, Stats, and Cure.
Group C is Trap, Bunny, Parting, and Sue.
Interesting to see
Yeah.
Parting get through. Group D, Mario, Ragnarok, Inno, and Zest.
That's brutal. That might be our group.
I think that's Group D, Group of Death.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ragnarok. We like you, man, but that is not happening.
Yeah, no. That'll be, like, upset of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew. So Group A, who do you think's getting out?
So real quick, Parting, right?
Yeah.
You said I'm surprised he got through.
Yeah.
I had forgotten. Like, he has some decent premier wins on his resume.
Oh, yeah. He was, like, a world champion in 2012.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
But that was 8 years ago, and now he's the no fuck you, no GG, that guy. Like, he's that guy now.
It's true. It's very fair and true. Yeah, back when they called it the Battle.net World Championship
Yeah.
in Shanghai. Who did he beat? Fortitude Creator. Oh, it was Protoss era. The final 4 were Parting, Sen, Rain, and Creator.
Really? That's interesting.
3 Protoss and a Taiwanese Zerg.
That's very
Are
interesting.
there?
Because Creator was in his group for the last round of GSL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there serious? What is this? Where are all the Koreans? Like, okay. So it's Parting, Curious, Hero, Rain, and Creator. There are 5 Koreans in the round of 16 for this. 5. How? What happened in 2012?
I don't know.
Was there like some version of the coronavirus that hit the country and everybody had to stay home?
I don't know.
Except for these 5 people? No, seriously. Like, was the world better back then?
No.
A freaking an American Zerg player took part in to 5 games in a best of 5 in the quarterfinals.
What's Suppy doing now?
Right? Nothing, apparently. A Spanish Zerg player took Creator to 5 games in the quarterfinals. What?
Maybe this was before Koreans were good.
No, because maybe StarCraft 2? Because they've been owning Brood War since all time. But like maybe, I don't know, maybe there was a transitional stage where StarCraft 2, the Koreans weren't playing it yet, and so the rest of the world was like, we'll do this. Let's play StarCraft 2. I mean, this is the year that Idra went 4-0 in his group.
Right.
4-0. He beat
Right.
Hero Stefano and then whoever this South Korean Zerg player Roro is. Just cruised through it and then got 3-1 by Rain in the round of 16. But still, what a weird year. I need to look at 2011 and see if it was the same thing.
Yeah. So
They have that?
This is very strange.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the participants for the qualifiers. There were no Korean Terrans who participated in the qualifiers. Not that none of them qualified. No Korean Terrans participated.
That's so weird. That's so weird. Well, you know how Team Liquid has this thing over on the right side where it's like, this is part of a series. Chronology, right? The next one is the 2013 WCS Global Finals. There's nothing before that. There is no previous to 2012.
Huh.
Did they not have a Global Finals in 2011?
I don't think so. Maybe not.
Because I did a search on Wikipedia for 2011 World Championship. And it has this 2011 GSL World Championship, which I guess that's what they just did before. I honestly don't know. Does this look like it's it? So let's send it to you. It's got all the great players. In July, ST, MVP, Marine King, Nada.
Well, this is GSL.
Yeah, but I mean, is this all they did? They just consider this the World Championship in GSL?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
But the problem is they had a 2010 Invitational, which they apparently said 2010.
Yeah, 'cause-
I get it, it's the year it came out, right?
Yeah.
But when I searched for SC2 2010 world champion, it linked me to this. So I assume Genius is considered the world champion for 2010.
Who's that? Who's Genius?
I don't know. Korean.
BlizzCon 2010 StarCraft 2 Invitational. Oh, Day 9's casting. Oh.
MVP Genius. You don't remember MVP Genius?
No. Not at all.
He stopped playing 6 years ago, so I don't blame you. I do love that his last team before retirement was Love Your Girlfriend.
But yeah, look at this lineup too. Like most of these players, like more than half the players are foreigners. Mm-hmm. It's Whiteraw and Sen and Demaga and Huck. Mm-hmm. It's like just full of these non-Koreans. That must be what happened. I vaguely remember this. That all the Koreans stuck with Brood War. Some of them kind of tried to go over to StarCraft 2, but not really. So there was this huge gaping hole where all the foreigners could come in and try to make something happen there. Mm-hmm. Incredible. If you're listening to this and you know what the 2011 StarCraft Championship was, please let me know. Because I can't. Oh, hang on. There's a BlizzCon. Oh, there's a BlizzCon 2011 StarCraft 2 Invitational.
Oh, okay.
So Wikipedia is really screwed up here because on this page it shows chronology, BlizzCon 2010, great. And then the next thing is WCS 2013 Global Finals. So, 2012 didn't happen according to Wikipedia unless you go to the very specific page.
Interesting.
That's so weird.
I think the right way to do this is to go back to BlizzCon footage from last year, or the year before maybe, and see whose names they had on the banners that they hang in the lobby, in like the halls.
Yeah.
And then match just the tournament from that.
Yeah. That's a good
And
idea.
I think Parting is on one of those at the very least, the 2012 one. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
The one that they are disavowing on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Someone's got to fix this. Yeah, because for this 2011 StarCraft 2 Invitational, there's no bracket. Mm-hmm. They're just like, here's everyone who played and Nestea won. Congratulations, Nestea. Okay. So this says it was planned to be a StarCraft 2 Invitational tournament hosted by Blizzard for the top 8 players from the South Korean region. The winners would qualify for the 2011 StarCraft 2 BattleNet Invitational at BlizzCon. However, due to the prevalence of the GSL for Korean players, it was decided that top players based on GSL points would be invited, since holding a separate tournament to determine the best Korean would be redundant. Okay, so they did send the best Koreans, but it's still, I mean, out of the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18 players, again, 18 players were involved for some reason. I mean, how many of these are Korean? 1, 2. MVP and Nestea. Oh, let's select 3. 3 of them are Korean. And Nestea and MVP met in the finals. Did they only... Oh, this is by region.
They did world champions by region.
Check this out. Yeah, click on this 2011 StarCraft Invitational. They have 2 players from North America, 2 from Europe, 2 from Korea, 2 from Taiwan, 2 from Southeast Asia, 2 from Latin America, 2 from China, and 2 from Eastern Europe. That's what they did.
Those are the qualified players. Who?
Yeah, but only 2 from each country? Come on.
Yeah, that's stupid.
You're telling me that, like, Tudming over here qualified over any number of Koreans in 2011? No, that didn't happen. Holy smokes. 2011 was a weird year for StarCraft.
And Select qualified in North America, and he's Korean.
Yeah, but he's... What is he?
If he's using the Korean flag, he's Korean.
Yeah. That's fair. What did he do? So he played in the MLG Pro Circuit in America, in North America. Was playing in, like, North Carolina and D.C. Did he get, like, American citizenship or what? How did he?
Back then, you didn't need it. He's the reason for region locks, because Koreans at the time could just come over and steal prize money. I mean, I don't know, but, you know.
So he just decided to head over to the MLG Pro Circuit, kick everyone's butts, and qualify for the global finals that way.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Select is a great player.
Also, turns out Wikipedia, the regular wiki, has a World Championship Series thing.
Ooh. Let's see. What do they say about 2011? Nothing. 2012 is the start of it all.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, right? Like, if it was up to me and I looked what they did in 2011, I was like, they only let 2 players from each region qualify? What is that garbage? I don't know that I'd count it either.
No. The World Championship Series, or WCS, did start in 2012, which is why I don't think anything before that should count.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's fair.
But, I mean, at least in, like, 2010? What year am I thinking?
No. Because 2010 was, like, the BlizzCon Invitational, when people were still figuring out the game. And then 2011 was the mess
garbage.
we've just covered.
Yep.
So
okay, you're right. So 2012, everything's kind of hammered out. They know what they're doing. Everybody's got the game figured out to some extent. And they had a legitimate bracket. And Parting won. All right.
Yep. 4-2 as well.
That's amazing. You know, I gotta say, it's pretty balanced race-wise. Right? Because you've got Protoss, Zerg, Protoss, Terran. I guess Terran is woefully underrepresented now that I'm looking at it. Good job, Yun. Bad job, everybody else. Never mind. There's a lot of Zerg if you're counting SOS and Life in there, which you really should do.
SOS is Protoss.
I mean,
You're thinking of Sue?
oh, I was looking at Sue. I do that. I do that all the time. KK. So in that case, it's Protoss, Zerg, Protoss, Terran, Zerg.
Yeah. Which is still
Yeah.
reasonably balanced. It's just you just
Not
need one more
bad, just-
Terran.
Yeah, and then so we need a Terran to win this year, and then we'll look better for the last 8 years
Ooh.
of StarCraft 2.
So our hopes rest on Maru.
Yes, that always works out.
And Tasia. And Inno.
And Inno, yeah. What are you
I mean,
discounting Inno for?
technically
Honestly,
TY, Cure, Bunny.
there are several Terrans.
Yeah, these are all players who are still in the group stage for GSL, who could go further, but let's be real, they're gonna get bopped by Cyril and sooner or later.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So, and then the thing with Tasia is he going to be the first player to do military service and come back and be elite? Because it has never happened.
You know, I was thinking about that. Who was it? It's Deer. Deer has already done his military service.
Did he do it early?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it was Deer at the very least. Because they were talking about it on GSL, in which
Yeah.
a lot of players have like this semi-retirement because they do their military and they come back and they've got to try and make it work. But Deer's already done his. He can just sit here and get better and better and better, while all the good players that have delayed it are now going to have to leave.
Yeah.
Sooner.
It's got to be so much easier just to do it when you're like 18 or whatever. Get it out of the way, and then just spend the next, 10 years straight
Right.
playing StarCraft.
And so
As opposed to, playing 5 years, getting really good, and then having to spend time away from it.
right.
Yeah. So, okay. So I'm not sure that Deer counts. Also, like, he's fine, but I mean, has Deer even made it to a final of anything yet?
I don't know. I doubt it.
He won a GSL back in 2013.
It's 7 years ago.
Yeah, but since then, no. He's got some 4th place finishes and some Code S and a 3rd place, and
Right? Yeah.
yeah, he's really good, but not like elite, you know.
And here's the thing. Look at his group. There's Dark, Tasia, Scarlet, and him. Right?
Yeah, so it's doable.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dark gets through easy, right?
So in the previous group, he 2-0'd Armani and 2-0'd Armani again. So I don't know, man. Like, I like Armani, but he's a very young Zerg player, and I'm not convinced he's great yet.
No, it's true. I'm on board with that. But I mean, he could beat Scarlet quite easy.
Sure could.
Yeah.
Especially because Scarlet seems to not be taking anything seriously in the last, 4 years.
She won Pyongyang. What are you on about?
2 years.
There we go.
Sorry. Tasia, I'm going to watch very closely.
Same.
Because he was a name before he left. And he could do it, I believe.
You could do it. I believe.
He could be the one. Or at least before Bjorn does. Because all the stories of Bjorn getting 8,000 ladder points are all over the place.
It's true. Beyond's coming back. He's gonna
Coming back
win
with
everything.
a vengeance. Yeah.
He's
And
gonna.
then we'll all say, why are we worried about Terran? Just everybody sucked. Nobody was playing right until Bjorn came back.
We're either going to be having that conversation, or yeah, Bjorn's back. He microed really sick for 3 games and then blew his wrists out again. That'll be the conversation
Just too demanding on the human body to play Terran the right way.
to play it. Yeah, it is. Yep.
Yeah.
That's got to be
Maybe
it.
it is.
Yep.
All right, so we can do bets real fast here because we are overtime.
No. We've got time. We'll do bets on the playoffs.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
So non-bets. Who do we
Non-bets.
think is getting? Name 2 players that are getting out.
Dark and Deer for Group A.
Cool.
Or did you mean in general, across all of them?
No, just across all of them.
Oh, okay. 2 players, Maru and Dark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to pick against Dark for sure. just for fun, I'll pick Tasia. I just have a feeling about him this year.
Okay.
Because again, all he has to do is beat Deer and Scarlet, which...
Well, he has to beat Dark. Because his first match is against Dark.
Oh, you're right. But
I mean, he could subsequently just go through the losers, right?
yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying.
ideally, he should beat Dark. Right? To prove that he's back and has a chance in the playoffs.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's a tall, tall order.
Who's your second?
Anyway.
Take Bunny.
No, Dark and Tasia.
Oh, Dark and Tasia? Okay, I didn't hear Dark.
Right. Yeah, it's just impossible to pick against Dark at this point.
True.
Yeah. So one thing, like, they're talking about nerfing banelings, right?
Right.
Getting rid of that 5 HP they get from centrifugal hooks. What just weirds me out is this is, like, banelings haven't been changed for months at this point, and lately somehow Zerg's like, hey, banelings are really good. Like, what? They're the same unit they've always been. What is happening? Why did this work the way it did that only recently Zerg's like, if I make 40 banelings, it's great. Like, what were Terrans doing 6 months ago that were shutting that down?
I don't know.
I don't either. I don't think anything.
Tank
It's
heavier
just
styles?
weird.
Like,
Maybe.
right? Because you need at least 2 tanks to splash kill everything, right? Because they have that 5
Yes.
HP. A Terran's doing less tank heavy styles?
Maybe.
Maybe.
But, I mean... But then your effect... I don't know, man. Maybe they were making 4 tanks instead of 2 at the stage of the game the banelings showed up, and they weren't as much of a problem. I don't know. The meta shifts in weird ways that aren't even dependent on balance changes. It's just people start doing things, and they're good, and other people copy it, and then we end up where we are.
Yeah.
It's just strange. Because, like, you know, we talked about previously stuff that we've seen that is stupid overpowered and immediately gets nerfed the next time Blizzard has a chance to do anything about it. And that's usually like they made a balance change. Something is crazy broken. We have to revert it as soon as possible. It's not usually like, oh, after 8 months of this unit, they figured out it's really good. And now we have to nerf it, you know?
Right.
It's very strange. It's a strange example of the meta changing in a way that it wasn't at all dependent on balance changes, I don't think. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Cool.
All right. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Very good. Thanks for hanging out with us this week. It was kind of a more rambly pod than usual, if that's even possible. But please check out the merch store, falconpaladin.store. We have a lot of products out there, including hoodies, which were kind of hidden from the page for a while. But check it out. And also check out the Patreon page for the podcast if you are so inclined. But that's going to be it from us. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and above all, you take care of yourself.
Cool.